Art is all about expression, and when there is only one faction of people expressing, is it really true and free art being created? Dear jury, do you know who George Kusonki Miller or Lee Dong-hyun are? Well, the world didn't know them either, until their claim to fame. They are none other than Joji and Keith Ape, the future of music worldwide. Their fan base is no longer limited to local audiences, but 50 million views on YouTube on Die For You by Joji very clearly display their global fandom. It was possible due to none other than our client, 88 Rising, that Asian culture is getting the spotlight that it deserves. In the world of Adele, Drake, and The Weeknd, for the first time, Rich Brian and Divine reached global trending lists on various streaming platforms. 88 Rising provides not only the cultural support, but also the strategic and technical know how to help emerging Asian artists cross over in an efficient but meaningful way. Greetings, jury members. We are Team India from Shriram College of Commerce. I am Hitanshi, along with Chavi, Raghav, and Sahil, and we present our take on the growth strategy to impart global knowledge about Asian pop world on our way to become the Disney of Asian hip hop.
Our client, 88 Rising, is a groundbreaking multimedia company and a music label that has emerged as a powerful force in the global music industry. Founded in 2015, it has become a prominent platform for Asian and Asian American artists, bridging the gap between Eastern and Western cultures. Through its innovative approach, 88 Rising has not only disrupted the music industry, but has also become a cultural movement that celebrates Asian creativity and fosters cross cultural understanding. Now, in order to set some context before delving into the troubleshooting, as a one stop fusion of artist management, media management, and media label, our client 88 Rising has been faced with surging competition and a compact scale of business. Now, in order to scale business while choosing between diversification or retaining the niche clientele, our solution is a 3M strategy that we'll take up in the next slide for amplifying the engagement matrix and compounding the audience reach. Now we have next slide, please. Yeah. So now we have identified three verticals to focus on in order to propel engagement while scrutinizing across our client's brand value and growth prospects. Now, in a 3M strategy, first, make a robust client management mechanism for existing artists, improving the personal functions dispersed. Next, market the art by leveraging the modern consumption trends and immersive content options. And lastly, maximize the market penetration through the tested formula of 88 Rising, wherein we increase our client portfolio.
Let us understand if there even is an Asian market for pop culture. Here we have identified five countries with the biggest music industries in Asia: Japan, China, South Korea, India, and Taiwan. Let us understand the music industry of all these countries and evaluate our market outlook. Starting with Japan, with a $4.8 billion market growing at 2.4%, Japan has one of the largest and most developed music industries in Asia. It is the home to J-pop, J-rock, and Enka. Japanese music labels and artists have a strong presence domestically and internationally. Moving on to China. China has a massive music market due to its large population. It is a USD 1.3 billion market, growing at 17.3%. The rise of streaming platforms has been instrumental in shaping the Chinese music industry. Moving on, South Korea. With a market of $729 million, South Korea has experienced a remarkable rise in its music industry, particularly with the global popularity of K-pop. It has the largest growth rate of 17.9%. The country's well-organized idol training system, extensive fan culture, and innovative marketing strategies have contributed to its success. India has a rich and diverse music industry of $257 million, with Bollywood films music being a significant driver. Indian music encompasses a range of genres, including film, music, pop, and regional music. Lastly, Taiwan music market is a small but notable market of $142 million. Taiwanese artists have gained recognition in the wider Chinese-speaking world and have made significant contributions to the Asian music scene. Due to the growing internet penetration and dedicated fan base, Asian music markets are very lucrative. As per research, globally, pop, hip hop, and R&B generate 43% of all revenue from music market. The Asian music market is worth $12.7 billion, taking 43% of that, along with an assumption that our market share will be at 10%. Targeting Asian markets could bring us revenue of $546 million.
Now, adopting a MECE approach, we evaluated various growth strategies, broadly divided into staying niche and going global with our record label. We evaluated them on a scale of 1 to 5 on the basis of the scalability, feasibility, brand identity, and the feedback effects of the suggested strategy. Based on this, we decided to proceed with the strategy that staying niche was the way to go in the immediate term, capturing as much market as possible in this segment. However, you may notice that we have tick marked one of the global strategies of following the proven 88 rising formula of signing artists of a community with a distinct music culture, rising number of listeners, and a strong home and diaspora listener base. We have explained this in the later slides. In the immediate term, we will focus on strategies such as local artist onboarding and tailored advisory services for our artists, which have scored so high on our evaluation criteria.
Taking up the first M of the 3M strategy, focusing on relationship management with existing artists, we proposed a community building and mentorship program. We aim to connect artists within the organization to interact and take guidance from one another. Our agenda, where new meets gold, is to bridge the network gap between new upcoming artists and those who have established themselves in their artistic journey while being a part of 88 Rising. While coming to the feasibility of the program, we aim to incentivize mentors to facilitate their expert services in exchange of availing artist development grants. Artists require funds and support for production and writing, but there is a lot of red tape involved in sanctioning of these funds and advances. These grants facilitate easy, hassle-free transfer of funds, increasing creative scope and decreasing obstacles. We have identified some key performance indicators to evaluate the viability of the program. For the short run, we can monitor the following. First, artist development and progress, including percentage of members releasing new music. Second, mentee satisfaction, including feedback, ratings, and retention rates for more such programs. For the long term, we can monitor the following. First, alumni success, including percentage of alumni who are successful in their respective fields, feedback for analyzing impact of the program, and second, industry connection, including the number of mentees making it to the industry year on year. Next, our strategy aims to be elevation, uniting artistry with innovation. We plan on creating personalized career plans for our artists to garner better and personalized services to our clients. The making of the career plan involves the following steps. Firstly, understanding the artistic goals and aspirations, getting an insight into what the artist aspires to do and what they see themselves doing in the future. Second, doing a SWOT analysis of the artist's current position to assess the current attributes and prepare for future positive and negative externalities. Next is identifying key milestones and achievements, moving to a step-by-step tailored roadmap provision for the client. And lastly, providing support in terms of resources for the same. Finally, continuously evaluating progress and updating the plan will decide the success of the program. We see the cost analysis associated with the program, and the following are the factors included for the purpose. Specialized personnel for drawing these plans, external industry experts, training and workshops for growth and development, marketing and promotion teams, showcases and events for creative exposure and familiarity, and miscellaneous expenses associated to each one of these factors.
Taking up the next M of the 3M strategy, we plan to leverage the economy of millennial self-assertion to drive the growth of our artists' music, owing to the ever-increasing trend of music being used as an audio for trend and memes. leading to a multifold increase in its streams and listener base. When we talk about influencers, collaborating with influencers who share a similar personal brand dynamic to our label, that is, being edgy whilst standing for something bigger than ourselves, is pertinent. The second caveat that we focus on is something that we call ROI, return on influencer. Utilizing influencers has shown to increase the return on investment by 11x when compared to regular music release posts. Moreover, 87% of social media users take action. That is, they pre-save the music if it is promoted by influencers. Hence, our two-step plan of action will be to look for brand collaborations or initial paid collaborations to promote our artist's music and banking on its multiplicative network effects. We've also shown how much each campaign will cost 88 Rising on two of the biggest social media platforms out there across levels of influencers. Memes. Memes are like wildfires. They're catchy, some are edgy, but they convey the meaning in seconds, hence their widespread use. Since a lot of our up and coming music artists operate on social media, utilizing memes to spread music is a great way to reach the masses, increase the listener base, since lyrical language is no longer the barrier. To present the final M of the 3M strategy, we maximize market coverage across stakeholders by onboarding new artists for 88 Rising. Based on their popularity and listener base, we can divide artists as niche innovators, niche mainstream, popular innovators, and popular mainstream. Adhering to our stay niche policy, we'll aim to onboard niche innovators and niche mainstream artists. However, there are two problems with that. Signing artists is a risky proposition. Couple that up with an employee shortage in 88 Rising. We propose the recruitment of 10 full-time mid-senior level employees who will make up the artists and the repertoire team. More commonly known as A&R teams, they focus full-time on traditional and database scouting, networking for artists, and identifying trends that the artists can capitalize on. This will skew the risk-return favor, the risk-return combination in our favor, leading to assured results. We have analyzed the costs that will be associated with this initiative. First and foremost, the cost of recruiting the A&R team, who, based on the trend of salaries of consultants in Southeast Asia, comes out to be aggregatively $800,000. The other costs mentioned is the cost of leasing music studios, the cost of music equipment, the legal cost of signing both wage contracts and artist contracts, and cumulatively coming out to be approximately $1.3 million for the year. Since we have a strong social media reach, we have put down the promotional costs to be nil. We have also guesstimated the revenue that this will generate. We have assumed that 10 artists that we sign will gain traction. An average successful artist has around 750 million streams on music streaming platforms. They pay out on an average $0.003 to $0.005 per stream. Taking its average, we arrive at 750 million streams into 10 artists into $0.004 per stream to a healthy revenue of approximately $30 million, out of which we will then compensate the artists. Based on the revenue cost analysis, the initiative can be easily implementable and ensures healthy returns for the brand. While we are focused on gaining as much share in the Asian hip hop and rap market in the long term, we will use the proven 88 Rising formula of signing artists of a community with a distinct music culture, rising number of listeners, and a strong home and diaspora listener base. Moreover, since our artists have also ventured into other genres, and the overall fan demographic makeup for 88 Rising on major streaming platforms is 50 to 60% Asian, leaving ample wiggle room for other markets. We have decided tapping other music communities within Asia, such as the Indian rap industry, with both local upcoming stars and international stars like AP Dillon and Critwiz, Thai and Japanese rap industry with artists such as the Teriyaki Boys. This will enable us to become the true arbiter of Asian cool, representing all the diversity that Asia has to offer, from Middle East to Central Asia, the Indian subcontinent to Southeast Asia.
Now, risk without accounting for its mitigation is like taking a blind turn at full speed. In the working model of 88 Rising and market growth spurred by the 3M strategy, We have identified two risks in the short run and the long run and have mapped them across an impact profitability matrix. Since our client bridges the cultural divide between music consumption in the East and the West, our risks are inspired by benchmark PR controversies in the Western music industry. Now, first being the Taylor Swift risk, wherein our artist wishes to end the contract and acquire master rights to their art. We mitigate this by accounting for the same in the contractual obligations through the projected profits in N years, N being the number of years for which the art of the artist stays relevant. And second risk being the Kanye West risk, where the artists engage in off-site activities, triggering legal setbacks. We mitigate this via a thorough evaluation of the situation and safeguarding 88 Rising's brand image by distancing from the client if allegations stand correct. Even as a company committed to the growth of its artists, we must rationalize that any such outrage by one client of the company can have a negative bearing on other artists managed by the same company. Through the mitigation plans, the impact of the said risks will reduce and the profitability of the company will improve.
We have decided upon this timeline on the basis of priority and the term of undertaking. We have divided each initiative into planning, execution, and evaluation. Onboarding niche music artists divided from 2023 to 24, 2024 to 2026, and 2026 to 2027 respectively. Recruiting A&R divided from 2023, 2023 to 24, and 2027. Influencer music and meme campaigns divided from 2023 to 2024 and 2024 to 2026. Community building activities divided from 2023, 2023 to 2026, 2026 to 2027, respectively. And lastly, personal development divided from 2023 to 2025 and 2025 to 2027. The first graph shows the number of streams and the growth for the same in the upcoming years. With a CAGR of 20%, we expect an increase in the total number of streams by efficient utilization of different avenues, and at the same time an increase in the total number of artists, both innovators and mainstream. The second graph shows the revenue and growth for the same in the upcoming years. With a CAGR of 67%, we expect an increase in the revenue via new channels and implementing continuous monitoring of revenue streams to eliminate unnecessary ones.
The growth strategy enables 88 Rising to develop relationships and deliver results. We are focusing on artists and focusing on the fact that Asia is very large, and by expanding to different Asian countries, including the Indian subcontinent, including the Central Asia, Middle East Asia, all of this will be a part of the future journey. However, this will only kickstart the journey of turning imagination into reality while retaining their core identity. 88 Rising successfully built an ecosystem and claims to have family rather than fans. With an upward movement in artist trends, 88 Rising, its market attractiveness shows positive outcomes, therefore ensuring the future potential of financing long-term goals. We propose to modernize the old formula and introduce alternative distribution channels to ensure success. Our plan is divided in two terms. We start by staying strong, staying niche, and then we diversify our family worldwide in the long run to emerge as the Asian label worldwide. The immediate term plan includes utilizing the millennial economy, A&R team onboarding, community building, and personalized career planning. In the future, we will expand across with our proven formula. To make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start. We thereby present to the world the one true arbitrator of Asian cool, 88 Rising. Thank you. We're open to questions.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So now it's time for Q&A session. And dear judges, please make the questions short and concise. So leave your thoughts and comments for the feedback session later. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Heran from Korea. Thank you for your very impressive presentation. I think that your analysis on the market and also the business strategy with details are very impressive to me. So yeah, I really appreciate your help, your effort on this presentation. But I have question about your business strategy again. From 88 Rising company point of view, I think that after they have a series of success in the market, they must face a lot of competitors, especially in this kind of trendy industry. So, what's your competitor, and what's your different strategy to survive in this trendy industry?
Right. So just to confirm the question, it's about how do we maintain the competitive advantage, right? When a lot of players are entering in the industry.
Yeah.
Right. So to answer that, first point that we'd like to make is that, as the main goal of the company being the true arbiter of Asian cool and the kind of artists that we already have, onboarded as a part of the 360-degree contracts that the company has been undertaking, we feel that, staying niche and just focusing on one of the unique selling propositions that we as a company can create for all the stakeholders involved in the ecosystem will be to, first saturate the market, which is the Asian music industry, and then later on maybe subsequently we can diversify. And about maintaining the competitive advantage, another thing that we're trying to implement, Raghav, can you go on the tailored advisory services side? Yeah. So we're also, implementing this plan elevation, where the artists that we've already onboarded, we'll be providing them with, tailored plans as to how can they actually achieve the, career trajectory that any artist has in mind. So I think that way, we will be definitely standing out from all the competition, regardless of the three major players such as Universal, Warner Studios, coming up and entering into the Asian market.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Shelpin from HSBC Malaysia. Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I have a question here. Now, you have a very bold plan to become, to become the Asian level record label, which is very ambitious, right? Now, I would like to understand how are you going to manage your staff strength? Because at the moment you have a very small staff strength and you have so many proposition and activity that you plan, right? How are you going to manage this?
If I may take up this question.
Yeah.
One of the things that we noticed after reading the case was that this record label surprisingly did not have an artist and a repertoire team, which is a common stance in normal record labels. So our one of the solutions that we intended to give was to recruit the A&R teams as a solution to both mitigate the risk of signing new artists, which is a very risky proposition, and the employee shortage in our company. These are mid to senior level employees who will A, shape the direction of the music that we are producing. B, they will help in the networking and image management of our client. They will identify trends for utilizing the client's basically listener base, and as well as traditional and database scouting to identify new talents. We have also done a sorry, just a minute, then you can continue. We've also added the costs and the revenues associated with it, and we've estimated the profit to be a very healthy 30 million profit. However, we realized that we have to give out out of this profit the royalties to the artists, which will be approximately a 70 to 30 70s to 30 revenue share, with 70% of it going to the artists and 30% remaining with us.
Raghav, if you could just move on to the slide of tailored advisory services again. Ma'am, here also we've, for every solution that we've provided, we've also provided a feasibility check. So here also, when the cost breakdown has been made, so we've included personnel, industry experts that we would be hiring, and also marketing and promotion teams. So the staff problem is also going to be solved with every new initiative that we have. So for every new initiative, we have a breakup of how we want to increase the staff size also, and how we want to increase other functions in the team as well.
Okay, thank you. And I have one more question. Yeah. So with you branching out so aggressively, right? How are you thinking of your organization structure? How are you going to manage this? Or is there any additional technology that is required?
Right. So, just to like reiterate the question is that what will the management structure be like, and if
Yep.
there are any other initiatives that are required,
Yep.
right? Yeah, so starting off with what the management structure would look like, we feel that since we're working in an ever evolving setup where we had projected the market outlook, uh, accounting for the younger segment of the population. So our management structure will be on the flatter end, so that all the employees that we have onboarded have equal insights into the industry, are equally creating value for the company that they're a part of, as well as for themselves. Like Raghav had mentioned, that the teams that were additionally recruiting, that the A&R teams, those teams are the mid to senior level of management, right? So that is how the management structure will be towards the flatter end. And talking about the newer initiatives that we'll have, so in our solution, the first idea was to focus on existing clientele and strengthen our competitive advantage accordingly. So just to sticking with the initial plan of the 3M strategy, maybe later on we can venture out into other initiatives such as launching merchandise, having more cross cultural events, maybe a week long event. And yes, there are like several other initiatives that we had considered while coming up with the solution. However, on the basis of the feasibility, the scalability, and the financial analysis that we could undertake, these are the final solutions that we would like to go ahead with.
Just
Thank you.
adding on to what, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You can continue if you like. You have a view to share.
Yeah, with respect to the advancements in technology and the increasing linkages between the music industry and the esports, the gaming industry, we've observed that recently there happened a Kid Leroy concert happened in Fortnite, and we can also in the future look forward into such integrations with world building games such as Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft, where our artists can say promote themselves by having a virtual concert, as well as the players who play these games, they gaining something out of it. So this is a win-win situation for both the artist and a new listener base for it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Just a question. Hi, this is Michael. Just a question on the risk slide. We have the sort of the two of the key risks identified. Can you just expand a little on that, and why have you sort of focused on these two risks as opposed to some of the other risks you just mentioned when you answered some of the questions?
Right. So, to just like again reiterating the question, why have we just gone ahead with these two risks, not in a MECE approach covering all the other risks? So, our risk assessment was primarily focusing on the new ideas and the solution that we had proposed. And one of the key segments of the solution that we're proposing is the artist onboarding, right? And while onboarding any artist, it's important for us to decide whether the contract that we'll be undertaking with them will be just based on the kind of music recording that will be happening, or their overall networking, whether it will be a 120-degree contract or a 360-degree contract. And on the basis of those contractual obligations, we had segmented the risk as the Taylor Swift risk and the Kanye West risk. So within the Taylor Swift risk, essentially what is happening is that the way the collaboration has been helping the artist has transcended from just being an artist to being an influencer. And as once the artist gains that kind of a market reputation, that is when they would want to master that is when they would want to acquire master rights to their art. And talking about the Kanye West risk, maybe to account for such a risk while forming those contractual obligations, when we're onboarding the newer artists, it's important to account for it, because maybe in the contract we haven't accounted for it, but later in the day the artist engages in such offsite activities that creates legal suits for the company as well as for the artist, and this will bear a negative impact on all the other clients that our company is dealing with. So while expanding the clientele that 88 Rising is dealing with, it's very important to account for all the contractual risks that might, arise from the existing clients that we have.
Just adding
Moreover, these, yeah,
uh,
Itanchi, go ahead.
just a second, Raghav. So apart from this, as you said, we mentioned some other risks on our slides. That was primarily because our mitigation plan was with the proposal strategy, and for other risks such as the legal risk, the risk of cost increasing, we have clearly shown how every measure that we plan to implement will be profitable, hence mitigating those risks.
Thank you.
So do you have further questions to add on, dear judges?
Not for me.
No more from me.
No.
Okay. If there's no more questions, then maybe we can finish this part earlier. And so thank you all.